What is up, champions? It is HumbleZeus here, bringing you a Call of Duty Ghost gameplay. We're playing some TDM with the Honey Badger, one of my fave weapons on Stormfront, one of my most hated maps. And we actually go off on this game. We do pretty well. I had a good game, and it was actually after a consecutive losing streak, because I was playing some gun game earlier, and I could just not do well. I would die every second, and ignoring that one death. And so I was just like, let me just get some TDM maybe. Maybe I can get a good game of TDM. And lo and behold, I get a nice game of TDM on my most hated map, so that's cool. But anyway, we're going to jump right into today's topic, and I want to apologize for yesterday. I did want to have a video up, but a bunch of things were conspiring against me. I felt ill, so I couldn't make the video until later. I'm working with some new software, so I was a bit confused on how some things work, and so some videos came out really odd. And so I was just like, I'm about to strangle everybody in this room, and I mean, obviously, which was only me, so I would end up just killing myself, so that's not a good idea. But I did have a lot of fun recording this, and I do apologize again. I couldn't bring you that gameplay, and I had unfortunately lost it too, so I have no idea where that is, so I will not be able to show you that. But it was a pretty nice game, got a nice throwing knife kill. Anyway, jumping into today's topic, because I'm rambling now. We're going to be talking about revenge, and obviously, as you see by the thumbnail and the title, I don't think revenge in its entirety is a bad thing. I think that when you start trying to take revenge to a place where it really shouldn't be, you shouldn't be trying to physically really hurt anybody. It's one thing if they get a little, I don't know, you throw a water balloon at them. That's one thing. They're not really hurt, they're just a bit soaking wet, but that's fine. But if you actually aim to hurt, make someone bleed, possibly kill somebody, has the potential to actually do enough harm, I think you've taken revenge too far, depending on your circumstance. There are some circumstances I cannot speak for. Maybe someone's loved one got hurt, or I don't know. I don't want to go into that kind of territory because it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Not because I'm uncomfortable talking about it. I'm uncomfortable because I don't want to speak and offend anybody, partly because I don't have enough experience to talk about it. And I will not talk about anything too in detail that I don't know enough about to consider myself in a topic. I cannot talk about something that I don't know how to talk about. So I will not do that. I will not go into that. I'm going to more towards this kind of petty revenge that people kind of steer people away from. I think petty revenge is okay. I mean, again, depending on the circumstance, maybe you got cheated on, you want some kind of revenge or compensation for that, and I think that's fine. I mean, I believe in closure. I believe in, if it's not too bad a way to get closure, then by all means I think you're entitled to some closure. I'm a firm believer in that for everything that someone does to you, you're going to have the right to compensate them various ways. If someone did something nice for you, you can compensate them in a good way, maybe buy them a gift, a card, thank you, depending on what they did for you. Now, if someone did something bad to you, in terms of the cheating boyfriend or girlfriend example, then by all means I feel like you're entitled. Some people say be the bigger man or be the bigger woman or take the moral high road because you know they won't do it or whatever. And I mean, that is true. I think that's fair. I think it's a good thing to teach. I think it's good to instill that you shouldn't always necessarily need to go for revenge, but I feel like if something's hurt you enough that you feel it you need to go get revenge, you need to go kind of get closure, make peace with yourself over what just happened, I think you're entitled to that. I think everyone's entitled to some kind of closure after an ordeal, be it positive or negative. And I think there are some things. I mean, I'm fair for this too. I remember, I forget what someone did to me, but in return I shoved a bunch of ice cubes down their shirt. That was my revenge. That was my retaliation for the action you caused, and I felt justified for it. I didn't really get in trouble. They just kind of gave me a small scolding, but in my mind, I hadn't done anything wrong, because in my mind, he had done it first. And I guess you could also go to that example, an eye for an eye makes the world blind. I didn't take anybody's eye. I just put some ice cubes down his shirt. Calm down. He'd heal. It's not like I'm going to kill him. I don't want him to have hypothermia. I just wanted him to know not to do that crap again, whatever he did to me. And I think that's fair. You want closure. And I want, as a kid, in my mind, if you did something first, then you opened yourself up to that. If I came up to you and punched you in the face for no reason, then I opened myself up to whatever you do. Whatever you decide to do, I put myself out there to take that punishment. But if you put yourself out there, you put yourself in that position where you should be punished for whatever you did, you don't really have the right to complain when the person you did something to comes back and does something. I don't feel you have the right to complain. And I'm going to instill this to anybody I know. My idea is that you should never start something if you're afraid that someone will do something back to you. If you're afraid someone will do something back to you and you're not prepared to handle it, then you shouldn't bother to begin with. because obviously you are entitled to that. I mean, the same thing, like, when you assault someone, the cops come, the cops put you in jail. Okay, so that's your punishment, that's their revenge. You are now in jail because you assaulted somebody. And some people are like, wait a minute, hold on, I didn't know I was going to go to jail. Like, well, obviously you should have known, and they're within their right to call the cops. You think they're just going to sit there, let the fact that you assault them go? No. And I mean, that's the kind of thing that I mean. I don't mean, like, taking it too far. And I mean, there are instances where it does pay to be the better person, and I'm not denying that at all. I fully support that. I always say, yes, being the better person is good, but you shouldn't have to be the better person all the time. There's a lot that kind of builds on if you decide to be the better person all the time. Your psyche is going to be like just taking punishment after punishment. People are going to know you're not going to do anything, and they're just going to start taking advantage of you. And that's not something I want to see happen to anybody, really. I don't want people to assume that you don't want people to think that they can just step all over you. That's not what you want. Yes, taking the moral high ground works in some instances, but in all instances, I don't think it's always the best course of action, but obviously that is just my opinion. Obviously, we are allowed to have different opinions. I encourage you to have different opinions than me, as long as they're valid. I mess up here and I don't end up getting the care package that might have got me a nice final kill with it, but whatever. I mean, that's just obviously all my opinion. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you kind of leave your own opinions on your ideas about revenge. Is it an okay thing? Is it not? How do you yourself feel about it? I think it's okay in some instances. Sometimes I think it's alright to get that closure and show people that you're not going to be just stepped on as though you're insignificant. But don't take it too far. Obviously, that's not the moral. I just kind of had this idea after listening to a discussion with my buddies. And I kind of want to see what you guys think as well. This is just my opinion. I love seeing different opinions, so don't feel afraid to do that. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Zeus out.